Hello everyone, this is Ellis from Total Movie Recall. This is just a bit of a test stream. Got some new software, got the old StreamYard downloaded, hopefully get some live streams in the next couple of weeks. What it'll be is a bit of news and a main subject. Maybe it's a list of top favourite X, Y, Z. We didn't have anything planned for this episode, so it's a bit of an impromptu news section. We go over Deadpool, the news with Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, very exciting stuff. We get into the loss of director when it comes to Blade, the new Dharma series on Netflix. Yeah, it's just a bit of a conversation between me and Badger. Hopefully we'll see you on the next stream. Thanks, guys.
I'm not really buying anything. Let me just turn off my phone. Cool. Yeah, dude, talk about bloody anything, man. It's absolutely cool. I don't need a plan, dude. I'm not that type of guy. I mean, if I would have planned if I knew we were doing that sequel thing today, but I didn't know that, so I can't do that. But talk about bloody anything, man. It's cool. At the end of the day, we're just testing this out, aren't we? So do anything.
So what have you been watching recently then? If we get into that one, it's a nice and easy one.
Sure. Yeah, why not? I'll be watching some animal videos on the old pervy. No, okay, sorry. I've been watching that. Speaking of creepy stuff aside, like speaking of creepy stuff, I mean, Dahmer. I've been watching that Monster Dahmer show.
All right, yeah.
Netflix recently.
Get into that a little bit. Whoa, mate.
I haven't finished it yet. I think I just started the 7th episode. And it's not one I can watch loads of. It's not because it bores me or anything. It's because it's too much to take. At the end of the day, it's fucking unpleasant stuff, dude. And I don't need that in my life. I don't need it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. I must be a sick human being because I watched the whole thing in like a one day. Well, I started it on the morning and I just carried on and didn't stop. I watched it all.
Yeah, okay. Someone's a little bit desensitized, I reckon. I'm not.
Yeah, no, don't get me wrong. It's still it's pretty hard on the old senses, but yeah, Evan Peters is amazing in it, man.
I only saw him in one thing before. He was like the comic relief, typical Beta Bell in that film, Never Back Down. And yeah, I saw that about 10 years ago and I loved it. And I was so surprised because it's not my scene. It's so generic. It's like this silly, cheesy fighting film, meat-headed as fuck. Everyone in there is a supermodel, apart from him. He was like the typical beta male comic relief side character who always gets his ass handed to him. It's all boring. And yet somehow when I watched it, I was very entertained. And I didn't think that much of this guy. And then I saw him in this and I was like, what the fuck? Okay, shit.
Yeah, man. He went to a deep, dark, depressing place. It must have been like pretty hard, like getting to that level and having to be like the one who has to research it all.
Oh, hell yeah. 100%. Like, yeah, I didn't even know who this guy was until the show, by the way. I didn't know Dahmer before this thing. There's quite a number of there's a number of serial killers I am familiar with. Some of them I'm very familiar with. I know a lot about them. But there's only a few. It's not a subject I take deep interest in, if I'm honest with you. It's too fucking depressing. But yeah, I'd say about 4 or 5 of them I know a fair bit about. Him, I didn't even know of him, let alone any details. So now I've started looking into him a little bit, and I'm like, oh shit. Well, yeah, the show is. Sorry, go on.
I was just going to say, like, by you not being able to like watch the whole thing in a one-er, I think me being desensitized to it is because I've seen a lot about him before. There's been like loads of like, especially like on Netflix and stuff, like loads of documentaries on him and just serial killers in general. So I was already aware of Jeffrey Dahmer, and it was like what I found interesting about this this new season is that, like, I totally get it. It must be like really hard for because the families are still alive, obviously that it affected, and a couple of them have like obviously been outspoken about not being comfortable with the show and stuff like that. But I was thinking about it, and I was like, yeah, but like then I also thought. I think there's been like a number of dramatized things about Jeffrey Dahmer before.
I wouldn't know, man.
Yeah, Jeremy Renner, who plays like Hawkeye, and I think he was in like Born Legacy and stuff like that. Jeremy Renner, anyway, like he played Dahmer 20 years ago, 2002.
In what?
In the film Dahmer. I think it was just
There's
called,
a film.
Yeah, 20 years ago, and there was a film in 2017 called My Friend Dahmer. So there's been a number of dramatizations like on it. So
I didn't know any of this.
Well, I would say I haven't. Don't get me wrong, I haven't seen them. I haven't went out my way to see them. I thought this was a film before it was coming out. I saw the trailer, and I didn't think it was a season. I didn't know it was a season. I thought it was a film. So I got really looking forward to it pretty quickly, because I only saw the trailer like a week before I saw the thing. But that stuff like that's like right up my street, like 100%.
I understand. Yeah, I understand. What I'm loving about the show is that it kind of humanizes like everyone else. So there are, so far at least, there's been some episodes that are like heavily dedicated to the victims. So it does show you the heartbreak that came with this. It's horrible. It's not easy to watch it all. It's not entertaining. It's just agonizing. And you also see it from Dahmer's father's perspectives at times. And
great actor, by the way, who plays Dahmer's father. He's so good, man.
Fucking the dude, it's horrible what he does.
I don't know his name, but like he's unreal in everything I see him in, man. I think the last thing I saw him in was Shape of Water. Yeah, he was in Shape of Water. I haven't
seen that one yet.
Oh, it's a great film. Really good.
Yeah, I do think it's really good. There's only like a few serial killers that I'm properly like, fluent in, so to speak, that I'm really familiar with. So obviously Jack the Ripper, Zodiac, I know a lot about as well. I knew loads about him before I saw the film. The Son of Sam, that whole story was fascinating as fuck. And Richard Kuklinski, aka Iceman. And I always found him fascinating. In fact, if there's any role in life I could ever play, it would be Richard Kuklinski. That would be like a dream role. If I was to be a psychopath, I'd be him.
Is that Michael Shannon who played him?
Yeah. But it's a passable film. But he looked nothing like him. But I do think there are plenty of. This isn't me bigging myself up. He's not a supermodel, okay? But I do think I look a fair bit like him. Like we got like a similar size. We got like a similar voice, and all I've got to do, like, all you got to do is just like stick some hair on the sides, and boom, I'll look a lot like him, and I'll just grey up my beard. I would look a bit like him. It would be a dream. He was a fucking unit as well, man. This guy was like, I don't know, almost 400 pounds, 6'5". He was like fucking unit. And I could do that easily. So fuck it.
That film's in a CEX at the moment. Being God behind it. It's like £3. I should just definitely get it.
It's good. It's okay, but I don't know. When you're really familiar with the story and you see what they've done with it, it's like, nah. But whatever. It's an okay film by itself, I guess. Cool. That's about it, really. I don't know loads about all these serial killers, though, other than that, really. Oh, wait, Ed Gein. I know about that, obviously. That's it.
Have you got to the point in the season yet where, well, I don't want to spoil it, but there is like mention. 7. Yeah, there's mention of other serial killers as well. They only touch on it really lightly, but yeah, man. No, it's really good. It's probably one of the best things I've seen all year, to be honest. And we're pretty far into the year, so
I agree.
Highly recommend that one. TV in general at the moment is kicking off, especially at the moment. Like there's so many things on. I think there's like 4 shows on now that I'm watching a week. I think House of Dragon, Rings of Power, Andor. Have you seen Andor yet? Have you seen any of that on Disney?
I'm not interested, if I'm honest with you, man.
Really? But you're a Star Wars fan?
Yeah, but there's loads of Star Wars I haven't seen because I've got exhausted from it. When something pisses you off enough, I just wanted to distance myself from it. There's still plenty of Star Wars stuff I haven't seen because I'm just not in the mood. I believe it's good. If you tell me it's good, I believe it.
If there was ever a jumping on point, it would be now if you're sick of Star Wars. Because, like, 100%, it's nothing like any of the previous things that have come before it.
Just like, a bit bored, dude.
Yeah.
Just the universe itself, I just want to distance myself from it.
Fair enough.
Um,
Fair enough. I like the universe. I've just been really bored with like the writing and stuff when it comes to Star Wars. Like Mandalorian season 2, like at a push, like I sort of enjoy, but like if you take a step back, I think still like the writing's just a little bit poor
I
for
haven't
me.
seen any of it, so I wouldn't know.
Right. Well, yeah, it's because I've watched them and I feel extra exhausted and was like, I'm gonna give up sort of type thing. That Andor definitely is changing it around a little bit. Just like on an aesthetic level, like it looks totally different from the other things. Like there was loads of mentions of like people saying, "Oh, like it reminds me of Blade Runner at the start," and it does.
I
It's
wouldn't
cool,
know.
really cool, man.
Yeah, I did watch the Obi-Wan show when it came out, and I liked it more than you did, but I'm still not crazy for it. It should have been a film, man. Loads of it should have been trimmed out. I know about the whole Luke Skywalker scene in Mandalorian, which was sadly spoiled for me, but I still haven't watched a single episode of Mandalorian yet. And I haven't seen the Boba Fett show, don't really care to either anytime soon. And I still haven't seen the Solo movie. I just want to distance myself from it all. After Last Jedi, I was like kind of done with this, and Rise of Skywalker kind of confirmed it for me. Not my scene. So yeah, I
Yeah,
just want to chill out and keep away from it for a bit. I've took some years off from it. I'll continue taking some years off from it. I'm just not in the mood. I'm just not in the mood.
yeah, that's fair, man.
From the outside looking in, it's looking like it's turning into like the MCU. It's like they're just milking this fucking this cow for every drop, and I'm just keeping away from it. If you tell me it's good, I'll believe it, dude. But I just want to keep away for a bit.
Oh, I don't blame you, mate. I don't blame you.
But yeah,
Maybe see,
you're right though. TV's
don't get me
kicking off.
wrong. Don't get me wrong. 4 episodes in, it might all go to shit, but like compared to other, and I just mean like Disney Plus shows in general, to be honest, Marvel stuff included, like it just feels a bit more adult. Don't know, a bit more mature.
I dig
Should I
it, man. I
say?
dig it. The yeah, from what everyone else is telling me, TV is starting to kick off. But I wouldn't know because a lot of this is my scene. I'm not ever gonna check out that House of Dragons thing because it's not at all for me. Like Game of Thrones, I can't freaking stand it. I was watching that for multiple seasons. Even when people were loving it, I freaking couldn't stand it. So I kept away from all of this. All this stuff is for me, Rings of Power. I don't really care to check out either. So it's again, if you tell me it's good, I'll believe you, but I don't want to check it out. I don't want to.
Yeah, you can probably just give Rings of Power a miss. Like I'm enjoying it. I feel like I'm enjoying it more than most people. I'm giving it a bit more of a pass when I'm watching it.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, House of Dragons pretty sick. But yeah, man, pretty decent all around.
Sorry,
Go
go
on.
on, mate.
No, go for it.
Well, because Halloween obviously is coming up and stuff. I've been watching a hell of a lot more horror films recently because I'm going to be reviewing them on my YouTube channel, setting them up. So like, I do intend on reviewing the Wrong Turn remake. So I was watching the original last night, to get like my thoughts on it all. And same has been for Hellraiser and stuff. And because Hellraiser's out like in 2 days or something like that, and it should be out on Disney Plus. I think it is. So I shall be checking that out. Sorry, go on.
What is that? Is that like I think it's a Hulu thing, isn't it? The same as Prey, so
Yes,
should be on
Disney Plus, hopefully.
I think it looks really good, man.
Yeah, me too. I took a big risk watching the trailer. I've only seen the trailer once. I took a big risk watching it because the amount of times trailers have pissed me off and shown too much. But I saw it. I got pretty juiced, and I'm hoping to get the ultimate Hellraiser experience because I still haven't really gotten that yet, as far as I'm concerned. Love the first one, but there's still a lot more I wanted from it. And then I watched the sequels, and I'm like, so yeah, I'm just gonna hope that this new one gives me what I want. And so yeah, I'm prepping for that. And also I've got to see, I still haven't seen Halloween Kills yet. So I gotta watch all of that leading up to Halloween Ends, hoping they don't fuck it up. Please don't fuck it up. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. So I'm just getting into the horrors a lot more. I was also watching Creep the other night, one that you love.
Yep.
2004 Creep. Watching that because I want to review that as well. And yeah, we'll see. We'll see what the crack is.
Yeah, I've got to say, like, I'm not as hyped for Halloween Ends as I thought it was going to be. I'm not a massive fan of the Halloween franchise, but I have liked the last two films that have come out. I probably like Halloween Kills a lot more than some people. It gets a bit stupid in the middle, but I'm sure you've heard of it and all that. But in the hospital, but
I don't know what that is. I don't know.
yeah, you'll know it when you see it. But
Okay.
I won't ruin it for you if you don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I think it starts off well and ends pretty well, sort of, depending on what cut you see. They brought out like two different versions of the ending.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, where on my Blu-ray there's like an alternative ending. But yeah, man.
I wouldn't know, man.
Horror for me,
oh, yeah.
this month, like October-wise, I haven't got anything particularly planned to watch. In fairness,
I'm actually kind of fucked for it, if I'm honest with you. Like, genuinely, I have to get my reviews out, like at least record them as soon as I can, because I'm moving out at the end of the month. Like, my birthday is the day before Halloween, right? I turned 31 on the 30th. Yeah.
all right.
Literally the day after that, I'm going to be moving. So I'm like, I've got crazy amounts on, got loads to do. I'm not going to be able to sit down, chill out, and watch Halloween films or celebrate Halloween and have fun. I can't even do that on my birthday. I can't get drunk. I can't be hungover the next day, moving house. You got no chance. Yeah, it's rough. So my point is that all my reviews and stuff, I've got to record it like soon, so that I've got something to edit like over the weeks and stuff, because it's going to get crazy. All my recording equipment and shit is going to be tucked away, son, tucked away. Wait, did you check out the Pinhead voice impression thing I did, by the way, with the really shit mask? Did you see that?
Yes, I did. Unreal, that mask. Love it, man.
That mask is so shit. It's so shit. I wanted to cover my face like in a load of white paint and shit and then stick nails all over me, but it just wouldn't work. I couldn't find anything to stick on or whatever. It was just such a pain in the ass. I was like, oh, I'll get the shit mask. And
you could have just put them in your beard. Just put them all in your beard and
that would have been mad itchy. Good sir, yeah, mad itchy. So yeah, what do you think of the Hellraiser films, by the way?
I really like the first two. The third one can get the hell out of it. The third one like has such a different tone from the first two. Like it turns into like this I don't know, like this late 90s, early 2000s feeling horror film.
It was early 90s, 93, I think.
Is that when Hellraiser 3 was? No fucking way. But yeah, man. It feels very much of its time, whereas the first two, to me, it's like they've still got like an underlying British like feeling to them both. Whereas you get a 3 and it's obviously like takes a bit more of a, I don't know, like an American vibe, which is fine, but it's just not something that I associate with Hellraiser. I know this new one doesn't feel like it's obviously going for anything like that at all, but yeah, man. Just like with the characters of like Julie and stuff in the first one. Is it Julie?
Yeah, that's right, Julie, I believe. Yeah, this is what was stupid about it as well. The first one was set in England. There were like 2 Americans in it, but it was set in England, and then they retcon it, and in the second one, they're magically an American now. And the studio admitted why they did it. It was for widespread appeal and all that. You know what I mean? It's studios, man, they're fucking idiots sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, it's baffling how stupid they are sometimes. And that's what's happened. It's just idiots, man. So
Tell you what, though, like Hulu in general, like they seem to be like picking up the baton for a lot of these horror franchises. Like, well, Predator, Prey, we've just that was killer.
I really enjoyed that in a big way, son.
Yeah, got Hellraiser coming out. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what else they pick up. I always thought that was going to be like the is it Blumhouse? That was going to be their deal. I think they've got like shared ownership over this new Halloween franchise. I think they're part of the studio, but yeah, man. Yeah, I don't know.
If we're going to be going live, sorry, I've got this up to slow down my ticks.
Okay.
If we're going to be going live, and I would love to do that, going live, I think that'd be great. If we're going to do that, I think keeping up with current today's news or whatever would be a fucking great thing to do. I think that would be really cool. Plus, it's good for us. We're keeping up to date with our favorite thing, and plus, there's more things I want to talk to you about. You being the crazy Blade fan that you are, I want to know about the recent news, how you feel about it. But maybe now's not the time.
Oh my god! Right, oh my god! Yeah,
If you feel it's time, talk about
right.
it.
Yeah, let's just get into it. I've got thoughts on it, right? Like, this is me like spit my dummy out. I'd rather them scrap it all together because it's like this has been like such an afterthought. It's been like the way it's been described to me is that Mahershala Ali's rang up and been like, Kevin Feige, what's going on? What's going on with Blade? And he sort of just like shit himself, being put on the spot and went, yeah, okay, we'll give you a film. We'll give you a film. Get this guy hat. Get Blade logo sewed up. Like, do you know what I mean? It was just way too quick. I think just to appease people. And what the problem is now is that they've started to realize how much like attention this film's getting because of how popular the character was 20 years ago. This is a character that isn't popular because of comics. It's popular because of movies and Wesley Snipes. It's already got like a large attached fan base towards the franchise. It had 3 films. It was in like the early era of the.
No, it didn't.
It does.
It had 2.
No,
it had 2.
Look, right. There's part of Goya's 3rd film that I'll give a pass. Right, it's mostly shit though. Pretty shit. But yeah, it is. But there's parts about it, man. Triple H's dogs. Come on.
What about the end credits? They were pretty good. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. But man, anyone can like Blade, Trinity. I mean Trinity. All they want. It's all good.
Hey, come on now. We wouldn't even be getting Wolverine, Hugh Jackman, and Ryan Reynolds together if it wasn't for Blade Trinity.
Why?
Because that was the birth of Deadpool. That was the audition for Deadpool. That was Ryan Reynolds saying, I can do this shit, man. And I'm really quippy with it. Have you heard this character, Deadpool?
Whatever.
Anyway, this news is bullshit. And I think it's very bizarre that like a director leaves, a month before they start shooting the film?
A few weeks, 10 days, I think. I don't know. I could be wrong.
How do you have what was it? Scheduling conflicts. How do you have scheduling conflicts 2 weeks before shoot date?
I don't know. But I genuinely have no idea. Yeah, they apparently like this guy Mahershala Ali. He's been there for like 3 years, I think. Like signed on to do this for 3 years, and they've taken the piss. And I can't really stand it. It's like, God, just give it to us already. However, if I'm honest with you, another Wesley Snipes film, it's kind of like White Man Can't Jump for me. For years, they were talking about doing a sequel to White Man Can't Jump after like 30 years and shit, until finally they just gave up and said, oh, let's just remake it and forget the original. And I'm like, well, it could work, but come on, I want to get a sequel, the original cast. That's what I'm dying for. Same for this. It's like, dude, you're taking the piss with this. Can we just get one more film with Wesley? We're not tired of Wesley and we miss him. How about we get just one more with him? Just one more. I'd rather they did that than all this fuck arsing around with this new guy. I'm sure he'll be good, but come on, man, they're taking the piss.
The thing is with me, it's like what's worrying about it is that like hearing how frustrated Mahershala Ali is with the whole project is that I get a bit worried. I know he signed the contract and stuff, but if he was to leave the project, there's no one else that I would want in that role.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
On it, like, I can't see anyone but him in that role. I know that's a bit
Oh,
weird because we've got plenty of actors out there that could portray Blade, but I think I've built him up that much in my head that just like on a selfish level, I can't picture anyone else. And I think, you know what it is? An actor like Mahershala Ali, who's like, I'm sure the guy's won an Oscar for Moonlight. He's
still
a,
yet to see that film. I can't
yeah,
wait to see that.
it's on my shelf. I don't know why I haven't watched it yet. It just seems a bit heavy. I think you've got to be in the right sort of frame of mind to watch it, man. Not like, well, people will be there saying, well, hang on a minute, you watched 10 hours of Dharma in like one day. I think you can probably just watch anything.
Yeah, okay, I get it. Oh, I get what it is. It's because you're racist. You can cope with a gay guy killing a load of black guys. You can handle that, but not a black homosexual just loving people. I get it. There's something wrong with you, boy. Yeah,
That's
it.
Hit the nail on the head then. No, but seriously, like Mahershala Ali, I just think is a prestigious actor, and the fact that a guy of that caliber has took an interest in that role, I've took to it, man. Like I've took to it, and you know, like I just think the MCU / Disney underestimate how big a Blade franchise could be, especially within the MCU, because it's already built off movies. Think about how many dads would take their sons and daughters who are now like 10 years into the MCU to go and watch a film that they grew up with 20 years ago.
What about Idris Elba?
You know what, Badge? I think that is decent. It just worries me because it's recently come out that the Broccoli family, who own the Bond estate, like the Bond franchise rights and stuff, have come out and said, like, you know, like it'd be a 10-year commitment to play Bond, but like we've obviously thought of Idris Elba and put the question forward, which I think is like, for the last 10 years, I've thought Idris Elba would be like an amazing James Bond. I think he's awesome pick for that. But yeah, again, it's a 10-year commitment. Like, I don't know how old Idris Elba is. He must be like mid 50s, like late 50s.
No. He's like barely 50, if 50.
Well,
I think he is like 50 years old. But yeah,
he'd be playing him till he was 60. Do you know what I mean? But then again, you've got Tom Cruise strapping himself to like jets and stuff, like flying about the planet. Yeah.
And just like Tom Cruise as well, this motherfucker will not age. So there is that.
Nah, he looks brilliant, man.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll see. But at the exact same time, dude, Wesley Snipes ain't that much older than him, and I would much rather get a sequel with him just one more time. I'm all for a remake. I'm all for recasting Blade and having someone else in the role. I'm all for it, but I do at least just want one more time for Wesley Snipes to return. I would like it just once more.
Yeah, 100%. If Disney and Marvel weren't the ones funding the film and it was still like a New Line Cinema film, I'd be totally behind it, getting Wesley Snipes back to carry on where it sort of left off. Yeah, 100%, because I think it would keep the R-rated like bloody tone of it. Like that's another thing. That's like another thing. I know like people are gonna be like, oh yeah, you can have a Blade movie and not have any blood and swearing and stuff, but can you? I don't know, man.
Well, you could do, but it's just going to be watered down, dude. I mean, who's seen every franchise do this shit.
I know. I know it was coming. And you can't really like if being like, you know, someone who's like watching these films and that, like, just they're obviously not going to do that in the MCU. But then again, they are doing a R-rated Deadpool movie, so. That's a bit of a weird. What do you think about that one? Hugh Jackman coming back, going to be doing Wolverine for like 25 years.
So I'm happy about it. You know, Hugh Jackman coming back as Wolverine is never a bad thing. The problem for me is I wish they didn't reveal it already and hype us up. I do wish we just got the surprise. I just wish we did, but if they're revealing it already, I'm assuming that means that he's going to be a big part of the role, a big part of the film. If that's the case, then sod it. I'm all for it. We'll see how it goes. I hope we get. This is one of those franchises, by the way. I hope we do see get milked. I want to see like 10 more Deadpool films. I do want to watch this.
Honestly, Badger, I think that's why we haven't really seen we've seen a lot of Ryan Reynolds, but he's been more of like a public figure because of the football company he owns and stuff like that. You haven't really seen him in loads of films. I know he was in that Adam Project, I think, last year or the
Free Guy. Yeah.
Oh shit, yeah. But he was saying he was taking like a hiatus from acting for a little bit. I think he's probably doing that because he knows now that he's under the house with the mouse, he's going to be pumping Deadpool material out left and right. They're going to have him in all like.
I do love the guy. It will be great. And also, he's given one of the best performances I've ever seen in a film. Buried. I fucking love that film.
Great film. Like, don't get me, Ryan Reynolds is a quality actor, and like he's been around for so long now as well. Yeah, man. The thing that like surprises me is like they didn't like announce this news 2 weeks ago at D23 or whenever it was. It would have made sense to announce it there, but doesn't matter. We've got the announcement. I'm a bit torn towards it, to be honest. Like I was really happy initially, and I'm like, oh yeah, brilliant. But when you actually think about it, I don't think there was ever going to be a chance that there was going to be no material with Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds going forward. I think it was always going to happen. And like you were saying, I think that's one of them they could have waited. And imagine the only thing with that is if he's a big part of the film, they obviously want to put him in like the marketing, posters, trailers and stuff. Just get it like the most hyped movie ever. Do you know what I mean? So I see why they've already revealed it. But yeah, like I'm not like the biggest Deadpool fan ever. Like I like the two movies.
I fucking love them.
Yeah, I tell you what, they're really good X-Men films. If you know what I mean, like a lot of the X-Men films, like Fox films, have took a lot of liberties. A lot of them don't even feel like X-Men films, half of them. But these ones actually do, like with like the added like lower mutants and stuff that come in. Like I don't know, it's good, man. It's good, but I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes. Definitely. I just think. Go on.
I'm a big fan of, considering that I'm not a big superhero guy. I'm not into the big A-list stuff usually. I'm blown away by how much I love the first Deadpool film. I think it's a full-blown masterpiece. I don't say that lightly either. That's not hyperbole. I really do fucking adore that film like crazy. And second one, I don't think is as good as the first one, but I was never expecting it to be. And I still think it's great. I still think it was solid, funny as fuck. But yeah, we'll see what the third one brings. I'm never ever going to expect them to be as good as the first one ever again, which is fine. I don't have unrealistic expectations, but I'm still hopeful. And here's hoping it's going to be badass. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, totally, man. I think it's quite interesting. Like we're in this like crossover period at the moment, like with, I think there's a feeling of like with comic book fans and like these MCU film fans and stuff, like everyone's like itching to see where the X-Men are going to sort of get introduced. I find it quite. Care. I do care. I'm at the point where like I'm really interested to see how they're introduced, and I think it's quite interesting that they're going back over and getting people from the Fox franchise into it. So like the fact that this film's not going to come out for another 2 years. Is that another 2 years that we don't see like a new iteration of Wolverine? Like, is he going to be in the MCU going forward?
I wish they just leave it alone for a while. If I'm honest with you,
what the X-Men or MCU in general?
Wolverine is what I mean. I'm just tired of them constantly remaking. It's just too much for my head, and I just want to keep away from a load of it. I think we should just leave Wolverine as what it is for a long time, and then redo it another day. But obviously, I seem to be the only one who feels that way, so roll it on. Hopefully, everyone else gets pleased from it. We'll see. I personally did not like Patrick Stewart's role in Doctor Strange. That really wasn't for me at all. I didn't like it much at all. I felt like he was just ridiculously underused. I was like, ugh, I much preferred his performance and use in Logan. I thought that was a wonderful send off. Didn't need this. But
I
whatever.
was, yeah, that was like a big grievance for me, like in Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, that whole Illuminati scene. Get the hell out of here for me.
Yes, yeah, same. Yeah, I really didn't like that film much at all, dude. I really didn't.
It's like a sledgehammer in the middle of the film for me. Like it really, like, you know, like I was given the film sort of a semi-pass until that point, and that's where it just really sort of like slapped me in the face and was like, nah. I was like,
yeah.
There was no coming back from it. Like I wouldn't really be that asked about who like the new Wolverine is and stuff like that, and X-Men, whatnot, if the movies we were getting currently, I was really into them, but I haven't been at all, like, to be fair. I haven't like felt the need to go back and like rewatch Multiverse Madness or rewatch any of the Disney Plus shows, which is a bit annoying. Like, I don't know, I felt really excited like before it all, and I don't know, I think the Disney Plus shows just in general are a bit, I think they've diluted the films a little bit for me as well.
Kind of. Give me a second. I just got to put on my fucking hat. I'm bold, all right, dude. You get cold head.
Oh, mate, it's fine. Sorry about it.
All good. Yeah, I agree, dude. The more they bring this shit out as well, the more diluted it gets, the more it just becomes a bit too much as far as I'm concerned. But hey ho.
If the shows were like, you know, you'd maybe get 2 seasons of a show, not one show, but like, you know, 2 different characters or whatever in their own shows, like once a year, not like 3 shows and 2 movies or 3 movies or whatever. Like it'll be like 3 movies and 3 shows this year, and like that is just too much for me. Like, and I don't see how like the quality can be there when there's that much getting pumped out. Like it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I get it.
That the quality would be good.
Well, plus you and I aren't the biggest like fans of TV shows in a way, really. I mean, obviously we watch them, we're obviously fans, but I mean,
Yeah,
you and I aren't like religious when it comes to all of this stuff in it, so we probably wouldn't be on board with it to the same extent as everyone else is in a way. I do remember as well. Are you a fan of Breaking Bad?
oh yeah.
Yeah, me too. It's my religion. I even absolutely adored El Camino, the sequel film. Yeah, Better Call Saul, though, that did nothing for me, sadly. I finished it recently. I seem to be on the opposite end of everyone else. I really thought it was just overblown, overly drug out and stuff.
So did you manage to do the whole thing?
Whole thing, watched it all,
right.
and yeah, it's okay. I thought the first season was the best. After that, I thought there were so many sections that were just so overblown. I was like, Jesus Christ, this is doing my bollocks in. So yeah, I always get that way. I feel like if you do too much of something, it just loses the magic. So I think they did that with Better Call Saul, and I definitely agree with you with the whole MCU thing and all that. I absolutely agree with you. It's gone a bit psychotic, in my opinion.
That is like pretty much the best way to describe it. It's gone off the fucking rails, man. And I don't know if I can get back on board just yet.
Yeah.
But,
I'll never watch it all. I'll never watch all the MCU stuff. Never. I'll never get on board with all of it. But I'm like you as well, though, dude. I'm a massive fan of Infinity War. I fucking adored that film.
I do love that one.
I adore it. I cannot pick between that and Spider-Man No Way Home as my favorite MCU film. I can't really pick between the two. That whole universe, I just can't pick between the two. No Way Home or that one, I don't know.
It's funny. I've gone back on No Way Home a little bit. Not totally, but I think definitely when I watched it, 100% nostalgia goggles were firmly placed on, and I was like, yeah, man, Tobey Maguire, William Dafoe, come on. But now I'm a bit like, it's still really good. Don't get me wrong. It's probably the best film in this current phase of movies or whatever it is, phase 4 or 5. I don't know which one it is. But Yeah, mate. Infinity was quality film. Like that was coming out at a time where like I was going to every midnight showing that was on. Like if there was a new Marvel film, it was like booking work off on the Friday and going to the midnight showing on the Thursday. It was hype. It was mint. Loved it. That is not the case now. You know, it's gotten to the point. It's gotten to the point now where like I'm gonna go and watch Black Panther when that comes out in the cinema, 100%. But like my drive to go to the cinema and watch these sort of films isn't there anymore, and especially when they're on Disney Plus in a month.
Good point. Yeah, good point.
I've stopped buying Marvel physical media. Like I won't buy like MCU 4Ks or like the Blu-rays I've got now. They end at Endgame. And I don't even have any use for them, really. They're just like, because the 4K version's on Disney Plus.
True.
I'm not that much of a fan that I need to go out and get them all and have them on my shelf.
I dig it. Yeah, I refuse to buy any of them on physical media. And the reason why is because of the order they go in. It's a clusterfuck. It's so confusing to know what order they all go in. So what I'm waiting for is for them to be done, if they'll ever be done. But you know what I mean? This whole universe, I want them to close it off. When they do, hopefully they're going to release this massive fuck off monster of a 4K release, like box set of it. I'll be getting that. I'll be enjoying that. I actually do the same thing for X-Men. It's all confusing what order they go in, so I made sure to get like this big box with all of them in, and then have Logan separate. It's really easy for me to remember the order they go in. So that's why I won't do it. I just won't do it otherwise. One thing I am looking forward to one day though is one day they have to do a proper version. Like we've already got 2 films of them of this, but I want a proper one. Eyes, lungs, ears, pancreas. So many snacks, so little time. No?
Venom?
Of course, man.
What?
I wanted to do a proper version of Venom, man, because those last 2 films, as much fun as I have with them.
Badger, me and you both, mate, but that's you know what? That is just probably isn't never going to happen unless MCU...
Oh, it will. Give it time.
I think, like down the road, and I mean like well down the road, like past Secret Wars and stuff that they've already like said that they're releasing. I think that's when we'll get into Venom stuff. I think we'll get into it then. Hopefully if Marvel and Sony have worked out a deal. But yeah, mate, them Venom movies, holy shit, man.
I like them more than you. I know that you have like this strong distaste for them and all that. And
the first one I can fuck with, man. I don't mind that one. It's the second one that's like...
Yeah, I disagree completely.
Yeah.
I disagree completely. I think they're both pretty much on the same level. I possibly enjoyed the second one more than the first one, possibly. But only slightly, and bear in mind, I'm still not a fan of them. I'm not. Those are just like, Jesus Christ, talk about a fucking missed opportunity. What the flying fuck are you doing? But with that being said, there's plenty of fun to be had with them. Plenty of fun. Like, turn my brain off and let's have a laugh. Look, there's the legendary Tom Hardy arguing with himself, doing the fucking Venom voice. It's funny. That's as far as it goes. It's such a big wasted opportunity. Dude, Carnage, talk about fucking wiping your ass with a villain. Jesus Christ, that was underdone, underused. But at the end of the day, as flawed as it was, I do think there's fun to be had and roll on a proper film. Like there's a hint, there was a hint in Spider-Man No Way Home that we're going to get Venom returning to his universe and like actually fighting. That's going to be, I'd love to see that. But so far we haven't got it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Venom, I tell you what as well, especially Venom in the last 5 years, as far as like the comics go, has had like a proper decent like rebirth and revamp. Like
I've heard that, man.
Oh my god! Like Badger, I would highly recommend reading some of the recent Venom stuff, especially with there's like a symbiote like god, Null, like the god of black. Like he is so cool, man. Like his design, like he looks like almost like he should be in like a Spawn movie. Like so cool. But like if you go and read some of that, it's like there's so much goodness that they could dive into. And like especially with because there's, I don't know if you might not know this, but in for like God Love and Thunder, there is like a Venom connection there. Like basically that sword that Christian Bale uses in a for Love and Thunder. Have you seen it yet? No. Anyway, for anyone listening, in that the sword that he uses in that does come from Null, who is the symbiote god. So there's like a connection there. It's just they could never explain it in Thor: Love and Thunder.
Oh wow.
There's cool shit to be like.
No, that is cool. I like that, and it's even more proof that they've been missing opportunities. Then, if that's the case,
exactly. Like honestly, like there was like I think everyone who watched that trailer and knows anything about like Venom and these recent stories, and especially Gore, the God Butcher, because in the comics and stuff, if you look at Gore that Christian Bale's playing, he's like surrounded by black goo constantly, and that's because he's got part of Venom's like symbiote powers, basically, like within this. So there was connection that they could have just easily put it in there, but nah.
I don't know anything about all this, and when you're saying it, it just makes me go, "Oh man, that would be so great." Because, dude, I'm an avid fan of fucking Venom from the little bits and bobs I've seen of him, especially the video games that I played as a kid. There were plenty of games I played with him involved, and it was awesome.
Ultimate Spider-Man. Did you ever play that on the PS2? Yeah,
so good, so good. That part where you're playing as Venom and you've got to fight Wolverine in the bar.
So good,
Funny
and
as fuck.
The art style of that game as well, like that would so good. It probably look pretty good today. I bet it hasn't.
It does. It does. Like actually, literally less than a week ago, I was watching a video of it.
Nice.
It actually does look pretty decent. There's I got to dead quick say this as well. There is this one disturbing part in that game at the start. There's a part in it where it forces you, when you're playing as Venom, it forces you to murder a child, or you cannot progress. Pretty much the Spider-Man game, that came out before it was Spider-Man 2. And amazing game, changed the fucking scene when it came to Spider-Man. Remarkable game. And there was a part in it that pissed off everyone, where there was a kid who lost his or her balloon and kept crying, "I want my balloon back." And you had to try and capture the balloon for the kid, and it was so fucking hard to do. And it was just piercing your ears, the kid crying, and it pissed you off. So what happened? Ultimate Spider-Man played on that and had a joke. And there was a little kid going, "Yay, balloon!" And you got to get vengeance and kill the kid. You had to like eat the kid or whatever in order to get the kid.
I can't remember that, but I do remember.
Yeah, it's a joke. It's a joke, but it's still horrible.
I remember the overall game being absolutely unreal. There was a few beauty Spider-Man games back in the day. That was great. Spider-Man 2 was great. Mm-hmm. And I don't remember the very first Spider-Man game on PlayStation 1. It was either the first one or the second one on PlayStation 1. So awesome. Like,
they were both pretty great.
Yeah, like I think I only played, I can't remember which one I played. It must have been the second one. It was like you were swinging about and it had like, you couldn't see the floor or anything like that. It was like a yellow.
That's both of them. Both
of them. Right. Yeah. But no, quality games. They were like some of my first games I ever played, actually.
Yeah, man, they were great stuff. Yeah, Venom was awesome in that one as well in the original. That was the one that made me fall in love with Venom, actually. That was my introduction to him. I've loved Venom for years. Want to see them do it proper. I really, really do. It's fucking awesome, man. Love them like crazy.
It's just you know what? Like back in the day, like Venom was hardly the most like interesting. Like just basically a Spider-Man doppelganger, but a bit bigger. But like honestly, last 10 years, I don't know what the hell's happened, but like the writers behind him have just given him this massive backstory and gave him a lot of lore that just really works, and it'll be really cool in a film one day. But yeah, there's
one more thing as well. Oh, just real quick as well. Did you play the recent Spider-Man video games?
Yeah, played a bit of both of them.
Yeah. I like them both. And Miles Morales and all that was fucking awesome. Yeah, I'm a big fan of both of them, but there was a hint that we were going to get Venom at the end of the first Spider-Man of this recent games, and the next one's coming out. And you know Venom's going to be the main antagonist in this one, right?
I do, yeah. Yeah.
And you know who's voicing him?
Topher Grace.
Shut the front door. Tony Todd, man. Candyman's
Oh, no
Tony
way!
Todd. Yeah,
Candyman. Mate, oh my God, that is perfect.
I know it is. Not only do we get to, there are a couple of clips of this, we can hear the edited version, but there's even a video on Tony Todd's Instagram where he's just got the camera pointed at himself and he's just quoting some lines, and it's quite funny.
Man.
He's there like slithering a bit, like go, what's happening? I am Venom. I was just loving it. It was cool.
Oh, I love it. Love that.
Yeah, I can't wait. So we're going to be playing as Spider-Man and Miles Morales, and we're both going to be just fucking them up.
I'm really excited for their Wolverine game. They've got a Wolverine game that they're bringing out as well.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I had no idea.
Yeah, there's a trailer online for that, but it's only like a cutscene. There's obviously no like gameplay or anything, but that's coming from Insomniac. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, well, how is your gaming experience going, by the way? Because you've just gotten back into games again.
I've got back into it, mate. I'm religiously playing Dark Souls at the moment, just getting my absolute ass handed to me, but I like it, man. I like the punishment. Give it to me. Yeah, no, it's good. Got a bit slow on it this week. I'm trying to, because I've been slow on the movie front. I haven't been watching many films really. Yeah, I've been trying to just get back into watching some stuff, get updated. There's that much going on with TV at the moment that I'm finding it hard to get in. There's like a stack of films that I need to get through and do my little partial reviews on them and whatnot.
Yeah,
I saw Blonde recently.
I've heard like terrible things, and I can't be fucked with it.
Nah, you dodge a bullet there, mate. Not good at all. Not good at all. Really bad.
Yeah, I don't want to see Marilyn Monroe getting treated like shit like that.
That's all it is, really, for the majority of the film.
Just seeing her like getting treated like shit, don't need it. Speaking of icons who get treated like shit as well, I've heard the recent Jeepers Creepers is fucking awful.
Oh yeah.
You know, I gotta watch that the first chance I get, and I've also missed out on the opportunity of seeing Clerks 3 in the cinema. It's hardly played in the cinema as well, and it's been fucking miles away from me, just like Jeepers Creepers. So I haven't bothered with any of them. I'm sure Clerks 3 is better than Jeepers, though. But you know what I'm saying?
I'm sure it is. To be fair, I'm not the biggest like Kevin Smith fan. Like I'm partial to him. But yeah, man, I've heard decent things about Clerks 3. I would put all my money on it and Possessions without seeing both of them. That would be the better film out of the
two. Of course. Do you know, I love Kevin Smith in a way, so
I love the guy. I love hearing him talk. He's a brilliant speaker.
Yeah, man.
But yeah.
No, hell yeah. Fucking groovy. I've been a bit slow on the front as well, dude. I haven't been checking out loads of new stuff recently. In a way, man. It's been a while.
It's been a bit
I'm yet to check out Nope. I still haven't seen that one yet, and I want to see a scene.
I'd be really interested to see what you think about that. I tell you what, the more I think about that film, the more I like it, the more I enjoy it, the more I want to rewatch it. Like that's one of them ones when it comes out on the old physical, I'll be straight in there.
Yeah, I liked Get Out quite a lot. I didn't catch on with the hype with it, but I liked it a lot. But Us, that one was like, I thought it was stunning. I thought it was way better for me. Unpopular opinion, but yeah.
Yeah. Us is good, but in like the last act, just totally just goes, boof, like just.
Oh, not for me. Not for me, dude. For me, I thought that was like fucking. I thought it was stunning. I loved it. I fucking loved it. I thought it was amazingly like unconventional shit. I was like, shit, this is amazing. I loved it at the end, mate. That was me though. So I am intrigued by what this new one will do. I'll find out.
I'd be interested, man. I'd be interested to see what you think. I tell you what, like I'm so glad it didn't get spoiled for me before I went in. Like that's one of them. If you know, then I think it's a bit.
I just know about like there's a UFO. I don't know anything else.
Yeah, that's what I had when I went into it. Like, you know, like Georgia was like, "Oh, do you know anything about this film?" I said, "All I know is that there's a UFO in it. That's it." Like, if you watch a trailer, that's what you get from it. Like all the marketing and stuff like that.
Haven't seen the trailer. Not going to.
Have you not even seen a trailer? Jesus.
No, I refuse. I refuse.
Holy shit, mate. You've got the willpower, my friend. You got willpower.
Yeah, I haven't smoked. I haven't smoked cigarettes for almost 3 months as well. So yeah, damn right I have, and it's doing my fucking bollocks in. Can I have a fag, please?
Mate, it's going pretty well. I've been on these vape things. I'm still haven't. Are you still on the old what you call it? What?
Nasal sticks. There's like it's literally just for when you have a cold. Literally, it just helps. It gives me something to do.
I'd be lying if I said if I hadn't had a fag. I've had a fag. I can't. Sorry.
Good for you. Yep. They say that like they say starting like fags is the stupidest thing you could ever do, and I disagree. I think quitting's the stupidest thing you could ever do. That's why.
Love it.
But yeah, anyway, yeah, I haven't checked out the trailer yet, and I will do one day. I will do. I'm sorry, I will check out the whole film. I mean, I haven't checked out the trailer.
Yeah, if you've gone this far, don't watch the trailer now, man.
I will. I'll watch it soon, bro. I will watch it soon. Yeah, there's another one I've got to watch as well. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. I still yet to check out that film.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'd be interested to see what you think about that film. That film's amazing, man. There's so much going on with it. If it was an album, it'd be a 2 CD album. Do you know what I mean? It'd come in like you'd flip it over.
Yeah, man. I think it, man.
There's a lot going on in it. Yeah, I would say that's like a top 5 film of the year for me, definitely at the moment.
Awesome, man. No, I will do it. Will be soon, but there's just a lot going on in between all of this stuff as well. I'm still writing. Do you know what I mean?
How's that going?
Yeah, very well. Well, I'm still trying to keep it simple because I'm still in the first draft, but I'm like nearing halfway into it now. Nearing halfway into my first draft, and it's my first screenplay, so I'm still pretty confused by it all, but I'm getting there. The craziest will kick something. Craziest thing for me is M. Night Shyamalan commented, didn't he, on my post about doing my new thing, remember?
Yes, he did.
I was like, what the fuck? Because he literally did help inspire the idea.
Mate, and you're a big M. Night fan, so
huge.
Look at the poster, man.
Glass. Whoa, so even your camera's blown away by the nerdiness of me.
My camera just went, oh my god, has he only got a small glass poster, not a big one like the other two?
I've got a little one up there too. No, I'm not. I'm breaking poster.
You don't have a split poster. Where's that one? You need to have the whole trilogy on there.
Okay, wait, I'm fixing that. They're all cinema posters, like proper cinema posters. They're not like random prints. That Unbreakable poster is literally over 20 years old. That thing cost a fucking arm and a leg. That thing's fucking expensive.
I believe it, man. I tried to get a Batman 89 one, and it's like bordering on like 200 quid plus, man. And I just, you know, but I did get a Batman Forever one for 30 quid, so we're all right.
Yeah, worth it. I get it. And yeah, I will get a split one as well one day. I will do. What was it? Yeah, speaking of old posters as well, I'm dying to get one of Rambo, like First Blood. And that fucking thing costs, it's because it's like 40 years old. It costs like almost $1,000. The bastard.
Them older ones, man.
Yeah, man, I know. Is what it is. But yeah, either way, though, the whole writing thing's going well. M. Night Shyamalan commenting on that just made me go like, what the fuck?
I bet, man. I would lose my shit.
Yeah, it's bonkers. So yeah, that's why I haven't been watching too much new stuff. I've just been busy with doing that shit. So yeah.
What did you if we're on, may as well. Well, have you seen the new trailer
for what?
The new M. Night film?
No, again, I refuse to because sadly, for the most part, there's so many spoilers going on out there in trailers. I can't be fucked with it all.
Yeah. So you were aware of it coming out though.
I've been aware of it for over a year because Dave Bautista posted on his Instagram that he's in a new M. Night Shyamalan film.
Well,
I don't know the plot
idea.
of this new film. Oh, I did. I don't know the plot of this new film. I don't know. I don't know any of it really. I don't.
Yeah, I didn't have a Scooby-Doo. The trailer's fantastic though. Looks amazing.
Right.
I like M. Night, man. It seems like he's having a little bit of a. I don't know. Is it fair to say resurgence?
I would say so.
Yeah, man.
I would say so. Even Old, I liked more than most people. Don't love it or anything, but it's possible. It's good stuff.
It's a total M. Night film for me. It's like that's just him doing what he does there. Like there was no sort of surprise or shock or anything like that. I thought the twist in it was like, I was like, that's so M. Night.
dude, it's the exact same fucking twist ending as Glass. It's the same ending, dude. It's the same fucking ending.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
So yeah, it was a bit disappointing at the end for me, but so at the end of the day, I'm still impressed with it. And Splitting Glass did a lot for me. And I still trust it.
You could set that in the same universe as Glass, Unbreakable, and Split.
What Old?
Because it like, if you think about Unbreakable and like them three films, like they are dealing with some sort of not supernatural abilities, but there is like an element of unknown and mystery with them, like with David Dunn, with not so much Glass, but definitely the Beast, James McAvoy. There's obviously like some higher form of strength coming over him. So, anyone who hasn't seen Old, won't spoil it for you, but there's like that, I could see it being a thing. I could see them being, captured and experimented on the same place where.
I do agree with that. I see where you're coming from, but I don't. I wouldn't accept them. I would get pissed off if you try to connect.
I know you would, because you've got three massive posters behind you. But I'm just saying, well, it's got the same M. Night weirdness about it, man. But, why can't you get The Village on Blu-ray? What the hell is all that about, by the way?
Who wants The Village on Blu-ray?
I want The Village on Blu-ray. I like The Village.
Alice, is your right to be stupid, man. It's fine. Man.
I like The Village. I do not want it on DVD. Will not accept it.
I didn't know you couldn't get it on Blu-ray. I had no idea.
Well, you might be now, but last time I checked, which was a couple of weeks ago, because I wanted to do like a M. Night post on my Instagram page, just a bit of like, like a stack image or whatever. I was like, I don't have The Village, man. Can only get it on DVD.
That's crazy. Yeah, dude, I'm actually a fan of what was Lady in the Water. I actually always thought that one was pretty underrated, if I'm honest with you. It's got loads of suckage in it, but I liked it a lot more than most people. So I'm not going to judge you for liking The Village. I really didn't. But
I haven't seen Lady in the Water. It's the only M. Night film I haven't seen. So
fair. Yeah, that was for most people where he started declining, not for me. For me, it was The Village. I saw that in the cinema. I was like, what the fuck is this? I'm not a fan of it. And Lady in the Water, which everyone couldn't stand, I liked it a hell of a lot more than most. But after that,
was it the general twist of The Village that was just like, yeah, I'm not feeling that at all?
It was the style of it. First of all, I actually do genuinely like the idea of it. The idea of it is pretty cool. The problem for me is that it just wasn't so well planned out. I thought it was a bit too random. The fact that literally you've got M. Night Shyamalan himself getting a cameo in The Village, literally explaining the twist to the audience. And I was like, just no. But the worst element of it, hands down, the worst part of it was the marketing. M. Night Shyamalan has said that himself. The marketing for that film was terrible because it makes you think it's a monster film. And then you watch it, it's not a monster film. Oh, really? Monsters barely play a part in it. So for me, it's just the whole film just didn't work much for me. I really, really didn't like it much.
I don't know how you market that film. Anything. I don't know how you market that film, but nothing
Good
like.
point.
Do you know what I mean? If it's not a monster film, then what is it? Just a period piece about these people living off grid?
It's kind of like a romance film almost. It's got romantic elements at least. It's not the worst thing in the world, but god damn, there's just so much fucking stupidity in there for me. It really did suck my energy dry when I first saw it. The 2, 3 times I've seen it again, it just didn't do much for me. Thankfully though, it's got more fans of time as time has gone by, and good for them. I just sadly can't keep up with it. But Lady in the Water, which is like one of his most hated films, I just never saw the hate for it. I like it. I genuinely like it. We'll see what's after that, though.
I'll watch that one day. I'm in no rush to watch it, but if I ever see it going cheap, I might buy it.
You go for it. I really do like it. I hadn't seen it for like over 10 years. And then about 6 months ago, I rewatched it after 10 years. Got it on Blu-ray, checked it out. I thought it was wonderful. I was like, hey, this is still pretty decent. The most impressive thing for me is Paul Giamatti as the main guy. He has like a stutter throughout the whole film. And usually a character like him with a stutter would piss people off. And somehow he treads that fine line where he's right there in the sweet spot. He's such a charming, lovely character. Really sweet, wonderful performance by him. He's freaking awesome.
He's just a great actor, Paul Giamatti, man. Like, really good.
Oh, of course he is. And this is literally one of my favorite performances by him, hands down. And also the score, dude, I think it is James Newton Howard. I think he came back to do this one and he elevated the film to new heights. That score of his, the last 5 minutes, the soundtrack in it is outstanding. You'll see what I mean when you watch it finally. It's a good film though. Flawed as fuck, loads of things wrong with it, but it's good. I didn't get on with the hatred. After that though, fucking hell, he declined like fuck for me. And yeah. Just whatever, but I don't care. It seems like he is getting a resurgence, and Mr. Badger is very happy about that. Yes,
I bet, man.
Now that Bruce Willis has sold his rights as well, his digital likeness, we might get some more flashback scenes for Glass. You never know. Did you hear about this?
God's sake, no! What the hell's happened there? No.
Yeah, he sold his rights. He sold his face rights now for digital likeness. So yeah, we might get that uncanny valley thing. Hey, as long as it looks convincing, I won't mind it. I won't mind it one bit, mate.
I'm so against the uncanny valley thing. Like, I think
you and I are different there.
It's been tried and tested, and I don't think it looks very good at all. I think that Mandalorian episode with Luke Skywalker was just like.
From what I've seen, I loved it. From what I saw of it, I loved it. From what I saw, I think it was done well in Terminator Dark fucking Fate wanker piss off. I hate that shit. That's about it, really. Oh yeah, I think I've seen the MCU do it a few times and it looked good.
I'm trying to think of a time when it looked good. I think I think the only time I've sort of went, oh, that looks pretty decent, is in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, where
Kurt
Russell, yeah, in the car right at the beginning. I thought that looked pretty good, but I think once you have to like factor in like their movements and stuff like that and their mannerisms, that's when it just sort of loses it a little bit.
I thought it looked good in The Irishman.
Yeah, it did, but then again, his movements give it away that he's not.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah, I dig it, man.
And for me, like watching that Luke Skywalker episode in The Mandalorian, like when he was standing still, looked fine, but when there was any movement, it didn't look great. For me personally, but I don't know what the problem is. We're just casting Sebastian Stan as Luke Skywalker, to be honest. Like, if you want to carry on this Luke Skywalker like legacy, which you clearly do, like Disney are just too afraid of going off and spanning off in like a whole new like direction when it comes to Star Wars. Like recast. If that's where you want to go, recast him. But I know
I disagree. I disagree.
Oh, I don't know, man. I think getting like a body double to come in and just slapping a CGI face on it, it's nah. It doesn't work for me.
Yeah, well, I don't think they actually did that with Luke Skywalker. It was Mark Hamill.
What, running about?
Not the running parts from what I heard. I don't actually know. I haven't seen every scene of it all, but I've seen some bits of the behind the scene. And
yeah, there's a lot of movement. It's not just like the one sort of, you know, like scene of him standing and talking. He's like running about training little Grogu, like how to be a little Jedi.
No, well, I'll find out one day.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get it. To each their own, I guess. It does suck a lot of times, but sometimes I think it looks awesome. I think I haven't even seen it properly, but the Captain Marvel, the scenes with Samuel Jackson, like a younger
There you
version of
go.
Mike.
That is the best it's ever been. That is it. Totally forgot about that because it's a totally forgettable movie, but that is the best it's ever been. And I don't know whether that's just because Sam Jackson looks fucking great, but like
I know what you know what I mean. He's like 70s in his 70s, and he looks genuinely like he's in his late 40s or something.
he's at the same
what
age
the
for like
fuck?
the last 30 years, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, mate, leave it there. We've been going an hour, so we'll leave it there. Thanks everyone for watching. This was just a little bit of a test stream to see how things go. We'll be doing a live stream on the regular eventually. Maybe it's one every 2 weeks. Probably is planned for that.
Yeah, why not?
But yeah, man. Thanks for coming on, Badger. Thanks for
Good,
everyone for watching. Catch you later.
Peace.